Listen, some of y'all men are going to have to settle. Okay, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but everybody cannot have a perfect man. There's not enough perfect women to go around. And even if there is, they don't want you.
That's just a cope that women use. And she particularly is just projecting because her options are futile at best. She's like minus 12 in options. She hasn't had an option, probably not a day in her life. But the thing is, men don't have to settle, and they're just proving that they're not settling. That's why you women make so many of these videos. It's just proof that men are not settling for you, and you're trying to use these shaming tactics. Good luck with that. See how good it's going now.
And in addition to that, some of us evil, lazy women, we want love and affection too. Like, everybody can't get a kind, caring, loving woman. Some of y'all are just going to have to settle for us evil, lazy women.
If you're not attractive whatsoever like yourself, because no man is going into the jungle and hunting down a silverback gorilla. He's just not doing it. Unless you're like a baddie, you really can't talk about this type of stuff. And evil women that like yourself or whoever else you just mentioned, you guys don't even get anything but pipe. Like, you might be able to dome off a guy, but guys are still going to try you. They're still going to test you. They're still going to run these new administered tests that men have been coming out of the blue with. And you've been seeing it throughout my videos. So I think that is the disconnect here that she doesn't really understand, is that nobody has to settle for you. And your life is showing the proof that men are just not settling for you and any of these other women that you're regarding.
And while we're at it, we can just go ahead and put that 50-50 conversation to rest. Some of y'all are going to get 80-20, 100, -10. Meaning some of y'all going to have to pay the bills and cook and clean.
What do women say? Oh yeah, I'm okay. I can pay my own bills. I can wash my own dish. I can pay for my own food. I can take myself out to eat. Men are pretty much saying, and they pretty much inherited that saying and that mantra. Now they're going and they're putting action towards it. And women are just like, what the hell's going on? What is this debacle? It's not a debacle. It's men are starting to wake up, learn their value. The red pill is strong. The red pill helps. The red pill has been able to generate a lot of these guys and women like this, these everyday, ones, zero, minus, ones, might as well say -1. They're starting to feel the effects because they're the first one that drop off and start losing options. Is these women. The dudes that are scraping low at the bottom of the barrel that can't get nothing. That's like, ugh. Like, I got to get drunk before I do this with this chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, those guys that are down bad, the women at the bottom of the barrel, it shows which ones they are because they're beginning to lose their options first. And then it goes and trickles all the way to the top, the baddest looking women. They start losing their options. But let's keep going.
Some of y'all going to have to pay the bills and clean, and all she does is just cook when she feels like it.
No, if she feels like it, no, she not even going to get nothing. She not even going to get a date. She's not going to get a date. Her DM's going to be drier than the Sahara Desert. She might get some dude that's going to be a doormat for her. Maybe a guy that wants to live in a dog bed or something, walk around on a leash. One of those people that are just like have those mental issues, but just like you're not helping them out. Whoever that person is that's using that against them. Like, she seems like one of those types. And if you could do that with him, he'll do everything. He'll pay the bills. He'll go to work. You could walk him around the apartment complex. But she's talking crazy, man. This is ridiculous. This is not even going to happen. She can't even get any guy to do what she just said right there. That's how you know it's unrealistic.
And some of y'all men, y'all just going to have to do everything. Y'all going to have to do everything. Y'all going to have to pay the bills, cook, clean, and her primary focus is making sure that her children are taken care of.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen in the West. If anything, guys can easily get that for a fraction of the cost, might I add. And men are very good with money. Women are bad and terrible with money. And I'm not just saying that. There's stats to back it up that women hold the most debt here in the United States. I believe it's about 79 to 80% is female. And that debt is typically coming from a student loan because more women are enrolled in school than men are. So, this is this is crazy. Could you imagine waking up to this every morning? Like, she looks like a mix between Uncle Ben, that guy, I don't know the guy's name. He sings that song, I see babies cry. I watched him grow. You remember that Johnson and Johnson commercial back in the day, and that guy's voice? She looks like a mix between Uncle Ben, that guy, and maybe a California raisin. But I could be wrong. Like, I could not wake up to this every morning.
Also, but you actually also gonna have to help with that too. So yeah.
No.
My point is, I know a lot of y'all men want kind, loving, caring wives, but they don't want y'all. And so y'all are gonna have to settle for us evil, lazy women. And y'all just need to accept it. Listen, a lot of the good women that wanted to be wives and be nurturers, a lot of them are already married. What does that leave left?
What that leaves left, I mean, what's left there for the guys is guys, unlike women, we can wait for the new women to come into the dating market. 22, 23, 24, 25, we could do that. Or we could just take our resources and go overseas. So what you're saying, it inhibits you. That is inhibited your way of dating, how you ladies date, specifically you are the one that can't get the date because of how you look. But it's beauty comes first, looks come first when it comes to men. But of course, you know, this is just ridiculous, man. This is to the point where I just could not picture waking up to this, bro. I just couldn't.
Some of y'all are just going to have to take us evil city girls. Okay, some of y'all are just going to have to take some of us hoes and leave us as hoes, but we just wives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think a dude would rather cut off his ring finger, his left one to be exact, than to do that. And that's why it's not happening. So what she's saying is unrealistic. She's saying, take us how we are. Don't complain. Understand that you're going to have to do whatever we say because you don't have no options, when that is the furthest thing from the truth, and the data doesn't show it. This is just complete cope from a woman who did everything wrong, who has no options. They were already, maybe like a quarter of an option that she had maybe 7 years ago, but she hasn't had any options, and she's been living and complaining ever since.
Some of y'all are just going to have to settle. You can't have your cake and eat it too, is my point.
Yeah, we can.
Like, you can't have the best of the best. Sometimes you just got to get what you got and be happy and be grateful.
If I was a woman or my bounty villains were the ones that were women, that would apply. But you're speaking to men. Men can still have their cake, eat it too. They can find the best of the best if they work on themselves. See, that's the thing. I say this all the time. Women always mistake our primes for a different time and thinking that men and women are exactly the same. Your time is up by 30 years old. You're probably close to 30, 35. You can't get the best of nothing. But a man, if he works on himself or worked on himself, gets his money up, he can get the best of the best, and he can get younger women. But women don't look for younger men. They look for older guys. But guess what those older guys are looking at? They're not looking at you, young Harambe. They're looking at the younger, badder women. And if they have to go overseas, men can do that. It just seems like she has, so much anger, so much contempt, and she just has to stick it to us because we have these options that she does not have. But it's always been like this. Come on now.
Okay, like I said, the evil, lazy women like myself, we want love too. And some of y'all, we're your options. No, and we don't cook or clean. Come on now.
Nah, not going to happen. And that's the thing. Nobody is going to run full speed into a jungle full of snakes, tigers, bears, and in your case, silverbacks. And they're not going to just settle for you. And I'm telling you, the data just does not show that. Guys are like having higher levels of being like, having more, just a happiness being single. And you can see it in a lot of the comments of certain videos. Guys say, hey, it's better off being single and just getting your passport. Or it's better off being single and not taking women serious because they figured if I jump into a relationship, I take the woman, it's just going to end quickly. And the guy may not even get what he wants out of the relationship. So a lot of guys are actually happy with this, but of course you're just going to go ahead and cope. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, nobody cares what you have to say. This is why the Passport Bros is probably the most dominant and unique movement around this globe. I'm telling you, because it just lets men know it doesn't have to stop in your hometown in a Western country.
I'm here for rehab, I wanna relax. Girl, you understand my needs and I believe that. Detox and revamp, things you do with your hands. You know I need that, need that rehab. I'm here for rehab, I wanna relax. Girl, you understand my needs and I believe that. Detox and revamp, things you do with your hands. You know I need that, need that rehab.
Okay, 72 hours, that is absolutely crazy to me for some reason. Because if you're really good with women, you have status, you have a name for yourself, and you're just attractive and check off boxes, you can get it if you set up something that night. You can get a first night lay. And that's the thing. 48 hours, if you're really, I'm telling you, like, that will be the most time you have to wait. 72, by 72 hours, dudes are talking to other women. She lost her shot. She want to play games. But I have a story because something similar happened to me. I knew a girl liked me immediately. I got her number weeks before, took her to the Los Angeles Clipper game at the Staples Center in 2003. I had courtside seats. And when we were leaving the game, I already knew she was feeling me, but we found some crevice on the side leaving the formal Staples Center, also known as the Crypto Arena now in downtown. And there was this pocket. She pushed me up against the wall, unzipped me, and went to town. And I didn't, but I could have smashed that night if I went back with her, but I didn't. I sent her off in a cab, and I took myself, I got picked up in a car, and I went my separate way. But I already knew that she was feeling me from the jump. And if I wanted to get that, I wouldn't have to wait 72 hours.